I met Marlon Brando for dinner, and that's when he had just started Streetcar. And they introduced me. I was so impressed. Oh my God. We dated. We really did.
That was Maury. Called us the loud, oh, here come the loud ladies. So we decided to be the LLs and be lovely ladies.
I said, it's not loud ladies, it's lovely ladies. What is wrong with you?
Moore's my husband, the fireman. The bartender said, why were you moving? He says, well, I'm certainly not going to sit down next to those loud ladies. He said, they're disturbing everybody.
I want to tell you, the chocolate cake is very good.
I'm sure it is.
Because
No, that wasn't under the piano. That was my second husband.
No, but I'm thinking to raise that.
I was trying to figure out how we actually got together.
We all used to go down on Wednesday nights, and it was just kind of like the group of women who would show up on Wednesday nights, and we all started talking, and we just became friendly. I don't know how it all just took off.
It just kind of evolved. I'm trying to think of how it started out with restaurant birthday parties.
Everybody decided we weren't going to go out for dinner anymore because we all liked to drink too much, that it was too much money to go out for dinner and have all those drinks. So we decided to do it at people's houses.
Guess who? Oh, grandfather, grandfather.
I was raised in Manhattan. Gramercy Park, they used to lock me in Gramercy Park, and all the nannies would bring me cookies, and I'd play with the kids that were my age. It was fun.
Take it out so we can sing.
Oh, shut up!
Shut up!
I was 15, and I won a scholarship to the Art Students League. And my father said, you're not going to night school, forget it. I said, I have to take this scholarship now. Otherwise, I have to give it up. I said, I'm not going to do that. So we had a big fight, and I finally won him over. I loved it. All the people that were studying there, most of them were GIs, under the GI Bill. So there weren't young kids there. So I learned how to smoke pot, and I loved it. And I learned how to smoke cigarettes. I loved that even more. And I learned how to walk neck at a party without batting an eye. I learned bad things. My father was right, but so what? Okay. See, now if I sink this, it's for a bar. I was married to Norman about 15 years. He was like the fourth kid. I had 3 kids, and he was my fourth. He was also a drinker. But I loved him, loved him.
I bought this months ago in Century 21. Remember I told you we went there? Big bar, you have to go there, girls.
I went to the one in the city.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's unbelievable. It's
I went
amazing.
there.
It's the greatest place to go for underwear.
I mean, they have every
The best
designer,
bras,
every,
and they're always
I don't need those things on top.
My sister is a hoot. My sister and everything, you know, she just sees through all the crap. I do too, but she's even better at it.
We grew up in the Northeast, right on the border of Mount Vernon and the Bronx.
I went to Catholic school, goddamn you.
St. Barnabas Academy for select young ladies. I added the for select young ladies. We were really a bunch of tramps, but
We weren't.
we tried to be. They wouldn't let us.
My sister's brilliant, by the way. She's probably the smartest person I have ever met. I didn't have a spokesperson. That's my mistake. I had sportscaster, and I knew it was wrong.
Oh, yeah. All right.
My husband was a caddy with Stanley, my sister's husband. You know, they were little boys together.
Stan would drive up to the Bronx to see me, and he'd bring Angelo along for the ride, you know. And that's how my sister met Angelo. and they got married.
My mother had wavy hair, but my sister's hair was very kinky. And so was my sister.
I was never kinky.
No.
I know what this is like up here. This is normal. This is what we spend half our time doing.
When they fall, that's the way you wear it. It's not sharing flash, everybody.
Happy birthday. Oh, I should get a picture of the cake.
Happy birthday, dear Donna. Happy birthday to you.
I was raised in East Hampton. I attended the East Hampton School District, and I went to East Hampton High School. I graduated in 1970. I went to Ohio Wesleyan in Delaware, Ohio. Graduated with a degree in physical education and health. Couldn't get a teaching job except in Ohio, and I wanted to come back here and marry my high school sweetheart. And I took the postal test and been there for 23 years and love it. But I haven't left this area. Been here forever.
Somehow, this group just kind of gelled, and we started, I'm trying to think of when, probably about 4 years ago?
I think it's 6 years that I know them.
At least 4. I would think 4 is a good guess.
So maybe it's 6 years ago? Maybe it's 5 years ago?
At least 8 years. Easy, yeah.
All around paper. It's like it's multi-purpose.
Oh, it's from the limited
No, it ain't. Is she having fun at library?
I could go into discussion about Negro men, however, will not be.
My daughter Val does that. Oh, isn't that pretty?
Wow.
You get me next year.
I was born and raised in New Jersey. Lived all my life there, a Jersey girl. And went to high school there. Came out of high school and decided that St. Thomas Aquinas, all girls, Catholic college, and novitiate would be the way for me to go. I just thought going into the convent was going to be the right thing for me to do. Well, as it turned out, after trying this, it wasn't the right thing. It wasn't the right place for me to be. And they basically said to me, you need to leave because you don't follow the rules. I came out, I married my high school sweetheart. After 7 years, I changed. I grew up a bit. He changed, and we really grew apart, and it was time to move on, and I did. And I was alone then for 7.5 or 8 years, just with my daughter and myself, and raising her. Was doing really well, and then met Mr. Wonderful. Met my second husband, Dave, and he swept me off my feet. Yep. And, wow, sorry. I was married to him for 22 years, most of which were good. We had a couple of years that weren't that great, but, you know, that's how it happens. We had a clothing business, we had some restaurants, we worked hard together, we worked day and night together, and maybe that's the reason why we're still not together. It's hard to be together 24/7. But we had an opportunity to buy this restaurant in Anguilla. And we did. We sold everything, and I mean everything. Life was good. And then, again, living on an island, you need to know who you are. And I don't think Dave knew who he was. I still don't think he knows who he is. And that got kind of crazy. And so it was time for me to come home. I didn't really know it was time for me to come home. Looking back on it now, I realize it. But so my marriage broke up, and I came back to the place that I thought would be the best place to live, which was here in East Hampton, and met these lovely ladies. I have to tell you, these women saved my life. It's that simple. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here.
I just
want to tell you one thing. In case I lose my hair, I won't really need a wig because I have this.
I've known for a long time she's had leukemia, but it was basically what they called a chronic leukemia, and she always said it was something she'd never have to worry about.
I told the doctor, don't worry, she'll be fine. She said, you promise?
She's a very strong lady, and I think the support of the group of women that we have behind us is what gets you through. Believe me, I know.
You know what's great about this group of women, aside from the fact that we're so different and so on, except that we're not all New Yorkers, but we're basically all New Yorkers. They are so supportive. It's not a group of women who compete with each other. You know, she's got long nails, she's got this. It's not that kind of a friendship. It's a genuinely supportive group of women, which makes us really special.
Yes, oh, that's upside down, roundabout.
Yeah. She's got such good taste, doesn't she?
Oh, shut up!
Much happier person with this group of people. I don't think I would have lasted out here.
Until we became members of the club and I met the girls, I was really very much by myself.
I thought so too. I saw it bounce. I didn't escape. No, you didn't. I saw it bounce, but I guess it didn't bounce out.
Come on, Ice. Let's see my eyeballs.
Here it is. How bad is it?
It's pretty bad.
Where is it? You gotta be kidding me.
No, if it weren't for your purple, I wouldn't see it.
This is a lost ball, which I am going to find over there.
Yes.
Oh,
that's a very good bounce.
There it is. Look.
I'm very, very fond of Lynn Candell. She's on my wavelength.
I was born in Jersey City, New Jersey, and raised in Hudson County, New Jersey, which is basically North Bergen. So I didn't get very far from Jersey City to North Bergen. But, and then I wound up teaching there for 28 years in both places.
Who picked up the slack? The slack for what?
No, wait, did I tell you that my sister was invited to the...
So I started with the first husband in Jersey City because he was in medical school. And then wound up back in North Bergen because I was separated and had 2 little kids, teaching then in North Bergen, and stayed there. And I taught there through the second husband into the third husband, and then retired finally. I don't know how I did it. I had a 6-month-old and a 2.5-year-old and a full-time job, and basically had no money. So we managed, and we managed well, and I think the kids are okay, and I'm certainly good for it. I appreciate knowing how to struggle, how to make it work, and I was all of, I think, 21 or 22 years old at the time.
People used to close their houses down in the, right after Labor Day. They'd open on Memorial Day and close on Labor Day. They don't do that anymore.
Kim and Patty were the best golfers, you see. They were and young and cute, and the men loved them.
I suck. Which is still much better than everybody else.
Ooh, baby, good shot.
Kim and I both were born in Southampton Hospital, 10 years apart, but Southampton Hospital.
Yep. Raised in Amagansett, went to Amagansett grade school. And I had 17 kids in my class. In Amagansett. The class behind me had 7, so I mean,
yeah, it was really
going
small.
to high school was like this big scary.
I mean, Amagansett grade school. As kids in kindergarten, we stayed with the same kids until
8th grade.
That's right. I have
Bigger
size
tits
than
than
you
you
think.
I guess you do. I guess you do. Yes, you do. One hand. 2 hands. No hands.
You dick.
I was going to go into real estate. That's how I started, and I worked in a few offices for a few years. So through the office, I had a couple of the people say, "You want to clean this house? You want to clean this house?" I go, "Sure, why not? Do it on my day off. I'll do it after work." And I started taking them and realized, I'm making much more money doing this, and I don't have to work on the weekends.
Make your own hours.
Make my own hours, yeah. Kim was just getting
Getting
out
out
of
of
high
high
school.
school.
I said, "Hey, you want to work a couple of jobs?"
Actually, I
after
started
school?"
really like on 9th grade during the summers. I'd
Yeah,
help you.
okay.
11th and 12th grade, I would make sure I had study halls during the week and sneak out and help her clean a couple houses.
It was good money.
You know. So, and it's been like that ever since.
Oh.
I was born at Doctors Hospital in New York on 88th Street, and I lived in New York until I was 8. And then we moved out of New York until I was 18. But then I lived in it. I really consider myself a New Yorker because I moved back to New York when I was 18.
High five. High five.
I went to NYU. I went to NYU undergrad, I'm a New York girl. NYU grad, NYU undergrad. I was 23 when I got married. I've been married for 33 years. But it was 11 years before Jeremy was born, so we had a good time. We played a lot of tennis.
Now let's see the rest.
I really
And
love it.
Suki, you know I need a calendar. Remember when I got those?
Jesus,
Open the other pairs.
You want
Suki, and we even have a picture of you in there.
Would you
And it's
please
a good
open
picture.
the other
She's gonna
friggin'
like
present
it.
soon?
Suki, what did you do with your hair when you were growing up?
I ironed it.
No, that was later. I mean, you
I
just
started ironing when I was about 10.
really.
Really? You didn't iron your clothes, but you ironed your hair?
Emily,
But you know, when you ironed your hair, it didn't come this way, it came that way.
Get out of there, you mad fool. Thank you.
I had an appointment, just a general checkup, you know, for my pacemaker. And he hooked me up, and he's sitting there, and he's looking at this machine, and he says, "Uh-oh," and I knew exactly what he was talking about. I could tell that the pacemaker was wearing down a little bit. And he said, "Oh, we have to replace your pacemaker." So I said, "Is that while I'm having chemo, or before or after?"
She's amazing. She's such a strong person. She's got such a good soul and a good fighting kick to her. And she doesn't let anybody know that she's hurting as much as she's hurting at times.
It's just beautiful. It is. And Clinton. It's Clinton, New York. Yes.
She's just a very, very strong lady. She said to me, "You think this is going to get me down? Come on, I've been through worse than this." And we laugh about it because, you know, the stories that she tells, amazing.
She is just, she's my mom. That's what she is. From the minute I met her. She's a beautiful human being and has been through a lot in her life, and also strong, beyond strong, determined, brilliant and successful. I mean, Terry is what I would like to be.
She makes her, you know, clean the embers and do all that stuff.
Until the prince
And then
comes.
the other girl that was like from a very wealthy family, but not as wealthy as her,
Right,
her
but didn't
father
know
was.
it, right.
Now she's able to get my shoes, polish my shoes, do this, do that, you know. And then she's looking for her father. I have to clean up for my father. Oh, Daddy, please don't be dead, Daddy.
When somebody is sick, your inclination, because I've been through this, is to make them eat. And I did that. My husband didn't want to eat. And I remember one night he said to me, I have something to tell you, and you're going to be mad at me. I said, what? He said, I put my dinner under the rug in the dining room.
Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah, you really, but because...
And, you know, and I did everything wrong that I could think of. All he wanted to do was sleep, and I'm dragging him out. No, we got to go here.
You were right. You were not wrong. You were absolutely
but,
right.
You know, and I'll never forget that when he says, I put my dinner under the rug. I thought I had to do something with my life, you know, after my husband died. Because I was relying on my kids for everything. I mean, not for everything, but for my entertainment, you know. And then I thought, no, this isn't a good thing. I can't do that. So I joined the club, and it was the best thing I ever did. It was really great.
You're invisible as a woman this age. You're invisible as a woman by themselves, for sure. You're a non-entity. You're just somebody who's not really there. And it's not done in a mean way. They just don't notice you. It's that simple.
Yeah, like a smoker's lid. What would I do without the club? I mean, all my friends. I don't really have any friends outside the LLs. I have a couple, but not really.
Yeah, because we do all our social.
Yeah, I would have no social life, basically, if it wasn't for that.
I think there's about a 40-year difference in our ages. I mean, that's about right, which is an amazing thing. I was talking to some friends last night and telling them, and they were like, "How, you know, what's the common thread?" And I said, well, it was golf originally, and then it became life. Who knew? And so it's a huge, I mean, Kim could be my daughter. I have a 38-year-old daughter, so, and yet I can talk with her as like she's my girlfriend.
You know, there's nothing like your lady friends. You know, nothing. Men are great, but your lady friends really pick up the burden.
I heard you like multiple everythings. What do I know?
Certainly do. And she loves this size.
Yeah.
This is her
It's the wrong color, but I was
say, it's the wrong color. Actually, it's a little too small.
I didn't know there could be a wrong color for you. Silver is not for my nerves.
They take this warming up shit too literally, don't they?
Bobby and Kim went with Peter and I to our timeshare in Las Vegas for the past 2 years.
We had a blast. We decided, you know, we don't have to play golf every day. There's so much to do. Let's rent motorcycles. We did that, and the big thing was riding down the strip, Las Vegas Strip. You know, you have to do that.
Donna, Suki, and I are going to Florida. October 10th. Yeah, we're going for a week.
We did a little golf trip together to Pennsylvania last year. Sister, Suki's sister, and moi. And we had a great time.
We all travel together. We've never, I don't think we'll ever get, you know, a whole crew, but we all do travel together.
For a matinee. She said it's like a condo.
It comes home from a what?
Good enough. For a matinee.
Usually they come right off.
Come on, honey, how about a little toss in the hay? She says,
Here, no, I've got one over there.
oh, no, dear.
How about what?
A little toss in the hay, he says to his wife. She said, oh, no, dear, I really can't. She said, I'm going to the gynecologist, and I've already taken a shower, and I've douched, and I'm all clean, and can't possibly...
She did everything she possibly could.
Can't possibly have any sex right now. And he said, well, did you brush your teeth?
The humor is what really is the key that, you know, to our friendship, I think, and it's the string that binds.
You kind of know what everybody's thinking and feeling and what you can get away with, kind of.
We've gotten so used to each other, and we're not really exclusive.
We don't want any more people. We have enough. Just enough. Nobody has a big enough table.
And you know, if they accept you and you're part of this group, say thank you very much, shut up. Don't even think about anybody else who can be there. So it's very, as warm and open and wonderful as everybody is, you know, there is this
this fear about including it or changing the mix or, you know, making something happen that won't make it work anymore.
We have various rituals at midnight, you know, under the full moon and things like that. Yeah. I can't tell you. Those are the secret ceremonies.
I thank God every day, and I really do, that I have my LLs, because I know that if I need anything, if I'm lonely, if I'm sad, I know I have them. I know I can call them up and meet them at the bar. I don't even, you know, they'll listen to what I have to say, but more than that, they'll just have fun with me.
Oh, you know, what is it?